When it comes to containers, there's lots of different material to choose from. Carrie, you've laid out some of those materials for us today?
I have, Roger. For instance, these cedar planters, aren't they beautiful? You can paint these to match your home, stain them, let them weather, and they're rot resistant.
And I love the shape. It lends itself to putting in a vertical plant for screening.
That's true. How about metal planters, Roger? Look at this zinc planter.
Boy, this one's really light.
Isn't that great? And that's very important if you're planting a balcony or a roof garden. And speaking of light, look at this one. You don't have to fill the whole thing with soil, just plant the top.
That's great.
That is great.
Now you have some plastic ones over here, and I have to tell you, when plastic first came out, I was not a fan because it was extremely flimsy.
I know, a little bit cheap, but they've come a long way in plastic. Look at this heavy-duty plastic. This is double-walled, so there's a layer of air in between for insulation. You can leave this out all winter.
That's really a nice planter.
Really nice.
Now you have a big plastic pot here. What do you think you'd use that for?
You know, I find this pot to be very universal. You can do anything with this. It'll pick up the flavor that you plant in it. Rustic, contemporary, formal, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I could see it with a Japanese maple hanging over the edges. It would have a real Asian look to it.
That would be beautiful.
Now, once you put soil in these planters, they're going to be pretty heavy.
They are, but you know, Roger, you can get casters to put under them. Not
look at
only
that.
does it help move them, but it gives air circulation and great drainage.
So if you're having a party, you can move them anywhere you want, but it's so important to get those up so they drain.
That's right. You know, Roger, one of my favorite products is the clay and fiber composite.
Whoa, wait a minute. When you start talking of clay, all I can think of is terracotta, and I've had a problem with these freezing in the winter and cracking.
That's right. But this product has a fiberglass combined, so they don't. You pay a premium for these, but you know, I think they're well worth it. I've had these on my deck for years, overwintered with plants. Great product.
Well, we've got some great choices in material. I think we need some great choices in plants now.
All right, let's take a look. A plant we're seeing become more and more popular is bamboo.
Well, it likes to grow in a container, and if it's a running type, the container will stop it from spreading all over the place.
That's true.
And if you pick a tall one like this, it makes a great privacy screen.
Beautiful. Great plants also in containers are evergreens.
Holds its foliage all winter long.
Right, so you have some winter interest. To prepare for winter in colder climates, you want to maybe spray it with an antidescant, water it up until freezing.
Maybe some salt marsh hay as a mulch.
That would be great.
Now you're going to use a rose in a container?
You can use some perennials as well. Put the perennials in the container, treat them just like any other annual. Come winter, put them in the basement or in the garage. People have been growing vegetables in containers for years now, but have you considered fruit and berries?
I haven't.
Well, they're breeding them now for container growing. Look at this blueberry, short and full, great in a container, and you can control the pH. They're doing the same with raspberries. Thornless, shorter, dwarf, grow in a container.
Well, that's great for the raspberries, because if you put them out in the yard, they're going to take up a lot of space like a bamboo.
That's true. They're also breeding apples to be taller and thinner for container growing.
And you take a look, it has a pretty flower coming out of it. Then it's going to have fruit. If there's a pollinator for it, it'll have fruit on these short stems.
That's right. Very popular in containers are tropical plants. People love putting tropical plants around their pool, on their balconies, makes them feel like they're in the tropics. Hibiscus, so beautiful. Keep these beautiful flowers all summer long. In the winter, bring it into the house, put it in a sunny window. Do you ever think about putting a banana in a container?
I never have.
Oh, people love putting bananas outside. And in the colder climates, you can cut this back and put it in the basement for the winter.
What a great idea.
Let's go look at some plants all potted up.
I'm following you.
This home is beautiful on its own, but you add a container in here with a lovely chartreuse Japanese maple. What a difference it makes.
Being in the container, it makes them 2 feet taller than they really are, but it really announces the front door.
Welcomes you right in. Let's go look at some more potted containers. As beautiful as flagstone patios are, Roger, it's difficult to enjoy plants out here.
It's really hard to dig a hole through concrete and flagstone.
I guess so.
That's where containers come into play, right?
Perfect. These modular containers, you can set them in any direction you want to help hide an eyesore like the AC unit
right
back
behind me
here.
now. That works well.
Hide your trash barrels, whatever. Those are great. And here we have our edibles. Out here having your coffee in the morning, some fresh blueberries in your cereal, or some strawberries. Keep your edibles right next to you.
Works well.
And over here we have our privacy screen. The bamboo keeps this section intimate.
Gives you great separation.
Great separation. Let's look at some more things. You know, in a pool area, it's not always easy to get some shade. That's why we brought in our big tropicals, bird of paradise. We have a palm tree. We have some succulents, a pencil cactus.
Underplanted with diplodenia.
Beautiful, great places. Sit down.